Each day brings a fresh chance to alter your life's path, an opportunity to grow in unexpected ways. Your journey of improvement isn't always marked by dramatic events, but by the quiet, steady progress that builds character over time. You might not see it right away, yet deep inside you're evolving, learning, and becoming more than you were yesterday. In the simple, consistent actions you take, from choosing to see every challenge as a lesson, to developing the discipline to persist when it matters most, there are signs of growth that are both subtle and profound. As you move through each day, you begin to notice that the quality of your thoughts and habits is slowly transforming your potential into reality. These signs of progress, though they may seem invisible at first, are the building blocks of lasting success. They remind you that, just like a seed pushing through the soil to meet the light, you too are breaking through your limits, growing faster than you think. The first sign is that you begin to embrace challenges as opportunities. Every challenge you encounter is a hidden opportunity waiting to be discovered. In the quiet moments of your day, when obstacles arise, you begin to see that what once seemed like setbacks are actually stepping stones to greater growth. Imagine a time when a problem at work or a personal disappointment struck you hard. What if, instead of succumbing to frustration, you chose to view that very challenge as the universe's way of teaching you something invaluable? When you shift your mindset from resisting difficulty to embracing it, you unlock an inner reservoir of strength that propels you forward. As you stand in the midst of adversity, the language you use in your own thoughts alters. The familiar words of complaint or defeat begin to morph into phrases that celebrate the learning process. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," you find yourself affirming, "This is an opportunity to learn and grow." In that moment, the discomfort of the challenge becomes a signal that you are stepping out of your comfort zone, a zone where true progress lies. Every difficulty is not a barrier to your success, but a necessary detour that enriches your journey, allowing you to gather wisdom that will serve you in future endeavors. Over time, you notice that the very obstacles that once made you feel small now become the building blocks of your resilience. Each obstacle you meet teaches you to study its core cause, to disassemble its components, and to reassemble a plan that works better than before. This process of adaptation becomes a regular exercise, a ritual of converting losses into lessons. In quiet thought, you understand that the willingness to endure, even when the conclusion is uncertain, is what differentiates those who finally succeed from others who give up too soon. There's a great delight in the steady accumulation of these hard-acquired lessons. When you confront a new problem, your mental dialogue is filled with curiosity rather than anxiety. You ask yourself, what will this experience teach me? Or how can I convert this predicament into a catalyst for my progress? Such questions, repeated day in and day out, promote an attitude of constant progress, a mindset that builds character and deepens your resolve. With every problem overcome, you solidify a belief that your potential is not fixed but expandable, and that each hurdle is merely a temporary state on your path to mastery. This perspective doesn't materialize overnight. It is cultivated through consistency and mindful reflection over the months and years. As you encounter challenges repeatedly, you begin to appreciate that the very act of overcoming adversity enriches your life. Your responses become more measured, and your determination grows stronger with each experience. You start to observe that the obstacles you once saw as insurmountable now serve as reminders of your ability to adapt and thrive. The process of embracing challenges transforms you internally, building a resilience that permeates every aspect of your daily life. In every setback, there is a seed of opportunity. As you nurture that seed through deliberate action and reflective thought, it blossoms into a testament to your relentless pursuit of excellence. The energy generated by facing and overcoming difficulties fuels your momentum, ensuring that each day you grow a little more, learn a little deeper, and step closer to the person you are destined to become. When you look back on your journey, the moments of difficulty and the lessons learned from each difficulty become the very fabric of your success, woven together with the threads of persistence, knowledge, and unshakable dedication to progress. The second sign is that you begin to see clarity in your vision amid the fog of uncertainty. Every day as you progress on your journey, you start to notice that the obstacles which once seemed overwhelming now serve as guideposts, leading you toward a clear understanding of your purpose. In moments that previously left you questioning your path, you now find that your mind is sharpening, distilling complex challenges into simple, actionable insights. It is as if the clutter of confusion has slowly been swept away, leaving behind a focused lens through which you view your goals. When you reflect on your progress, you realize that each setback and moment of struggle has gradually contributed to a deeper awareness of what truly matters. Instead of feeling lost in a sea of uncertainty, you now see the outline of your future with remarkable clarity. The doubts that once clouded your vision have given way to a resolute determination, a determination to pursue a purpose that is unmistakably yours. Every challenge has refined your priorities, revealing that what you once perceived as obstacles were, in reality, the stepping stones to a more refined and directed life. This transformation is not a sudden epiphany, but a gradual evolution over time. You start to understand that the clarity you now enjoy is built on the foundation of every lesson learned along the way. As you face the trials of everyday life, the murkiness of confusion is replaced by the unmistakable light of focus. In the quiet moments of reflection, whether at the break of dawn or during a pause in a busy day, you find yourself asking, what is truly important here? And how can I align my actions with the vision that is emerging within me? These questions, repeated with persistence, serve as a compass, helping you to filter out the inconsequential and hone in on the transformative. Imagine that each day you peel back another layer of doubt, exposing a more vivid image of your potential. The formerly confusing route now becomes a succession of well-defined milestones, each one marking a win over the chaos that once reigned. With every hurdle you overcome, your mind gets sharper and your focus more keen. You begin to see that your growth isn't measured solely by the absence of struggle, but by the clarity that emerges from wrestling with challenges. In this process, you learn to appreciate the importance of vision, a vision that is continually refined by the realities of your experiences. There is an empowering sense in realizing that the clarity you experience today was forged in the fires of your past struggles. The fog of uncertainty gradually lifts as you learn to discern the signal from the noise. With each decision made and every obstacle surmounted, you cultivate an inner vision that guides you with unwavering precision. That vision becomes the benchmark against which you measure your progress, an internal yardstick that assures you that you're not merely drifting but moving purposefully toward your dreams. Over time, this clarity alters how you interact with the world. You begin to see that your decisions become more deliberate, your priorities more aligned with your genuine purpose, and your path more assured. The perplexity that formerly held you back is replaced by a strong understanding that your life is evolving in the path you were supposed to go. In every difficulty, every moment of introspection, and every intentional decision, you see the proof of your progress, the clear, unyielding realization that you are developing faster than you ever imagined. The third sign is that your resilience is growing in ways that no setback can obscure. Every challenge you face now serves as a stepping stone, reinforcing a strength that was once hidden behind moments of uncertainty. Over time, the difficulties that once made you falter now become the very foundation upon which your determination is built. There's a subtle yet powerful transformation happening within you, one where you begin to welcome adversity as a necessary companion on the path to success. In those moments when the world seems to test your resolve, you notice that your heart beats a little steadier and your mind a little clearer. The obstacles you encounter no longer paralyze you. Instead, they awaken a deep-seated perseverance that propels you forward. You start to realize that the rough patches are not signs of failure, but evidence of a journey that is rich with learning. The discomfort of past trials has given way to a quiet confidence, a confidence that tells you, "And I have faced hardships before, and I have grown stronger because of them." Each time you overcome a hurdle, you add another layer of fortitude to your character. It is as if the universe is gradually sculpting you into someone who is unshakable, someone who meets adversity with an unbreakable spirit. Every setback now becomes a catalyst for reflection and reinvention. In the still moments of contemplation, you observe that your reaction to difficulties has evolved dramatically. Whereas once you might have been overwhelmed by challenges, you now view them as opportunities to test your limits and learn valuable lessons about your own capacity. There is a change in your inner conversation, a steady voice that says, "Quintus is just another part of the journey." That voice, cultivated through countless experiences, fuels your ambition and keeps your eyes fixed on the future rather than the pain of the present. Imagine each trial as a weight that, when lifted consistently, builds not just physical strength but an enduring inner power. With every challenge, you forge a mental resilience that becomes the backbone of your success. Your perspective shifts. Instead of seeing a mountain, you see a series of manageable steps leading upward. In the quiet moments after a difficult day, you reflect on the lessons hidden in each hardship, recognizing that what once felt like insurmountable barriers are now simply markers along a path that only you can navigate. This transformation in your resilience is not an overnight miracle, but a gradual, powerful evolution. The weight of past struggles, once a burden, now fuels a forward motion, a motion that is deliberate and imbued with the wisdom of experience. You begin to understand that each trial you endure is an investment in your future, building a mental fortitude that no external force can diminish. There's a rhythm to your progress. With every challenge faced and every setback overcome, your capacity to endure becomes more refined, your focus sharper, and your determination more robust. The resilience you are growing is visible in how you manage stress and adversity. Instead of giving in to the turmoil of life, you find moments of quiet inside the storm, moments where you focus your thoughts and reconnect with your inner strength. This practice of addressing obstacles head-on without falling into despair becomes a silent testimonial to your developing inner power. You realize that the fear and reluctance that formerly held you back are gradually replaced by a confidence that you can manage anything that comes your way. Each encounter, whether pleasant or hard, adds to the reservoir of strength that characterizes your path. You begin to recognize that the heart of your progress consists not in avoiding suffering, but in embracing it and emerging stronger. The obstacles you encounter serve as reminders of your capability, each one carving a clearer path toward a future where your resilience is your most trusted ally. In the tapestry of your life, every difficult thread interweaves with moments of triumph, creating a resilient fabric that supports you through all of life's seasons. With each successive day, you get more competent at converting failures into setups for future successes. The problems you confront are no longer causes of discouragement, but are turned into stepping stones that urge you ahead, demonstrating a growth in resilience that is both undeniable and inspiring. This is the third indication of rapid growth, the undeniable progression of your resilience into a force that not only endures, but flourishes, guiding you to new levels of achievement and deeper levels of awareness about what it takes to genuinely overcome. The fourth sign is that your ability to adapt and innovate is growing stronger every day. Every time change comes knocking at your door, you find yourself opening it with a readiness that once felt foreign. In the past, you might have hesitated at the first sign of uncertainty or clung to familiar routines, fearing that change might disrupt your comfort zone. Suddenly, you learn that each unforeseen twist in your trip is not an interruption, but a spark for creative problem solving, a catalyst that drives you to think differently and explore new alternatives. You begin to notice a shift in your inner dialogue where the term undifficulty is replaced by opportunity. When hurdles emerge, instead of bemoaning the loss of the status quo, you welcome the chance to experiment with new ideas. Your mind, once stuck in the patterns of old, is now a fertile area for creativity. Every unforeseen circumstance or unplanned event becomes a lesson, a reminder that growth is not static but a dynamic process built on the courage to take risks and to step outside of what is known. There is a certain excitement in the unpredictability of life, a thrill that comes from knowing that each change holds the potential for transformation. This progression in your thinking isn't about reckless abandon, it is a calculated, disciplined openness to learning from every experience. You start to recognize patterns in the chaos, realizing that even the tiniest innovations can lead to huge breakthroughs. It is as if you're fine-tuning an instrument, where every note of change contributes to a harmonious, resilient melody that propels you forward. Imagine facing a situation that once would have made you anxious, an unexpected setback at work or a sudden shift in your personal plans. Now, instead of succumbing to worry, you pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what new solution can I create from this? That question becomes a mantra that reorients your energy from resistance to resourcefulness. Your ability to swivel rapidly, to modify your route without losing sight of your ultimate vision, reveals an inner strength that many covet but few possess. Every innovation, every adaptive strategy you employ, is evidence of a mindset that is no longer rigid but fluid, capable of absorbing new ideas and reshaping your approach accordingly. This fluidity is the hallmark of true growth, for it means that you are not defined by your past methods but are continuously evolving toward a more effective and enlightened version of yourself. In the quiet moments of reflection, you recognize that the discomfort of change is temporary and that its payoff is the ability to seize opportunities that others might miss. Your environment, once a fixed backdrop, now seems to shift and respond to your new dynamic perspective. You notice that even the smallest changes, a new routine, a fresh idea sparked by a conversation, a different approach to an old problem, accumulate over time, building a momentum that is unmistakable. Every time you challenge your assumptions, every time you invite a new idea into your life, you are nurturing a resilience that is rooted in the willingness to embrace the unknown. It is in this willingness to adapt that you unlock the power to innovate. Your mind becomes a canvas open to the brushstrokes of creativity that turn obstacles into stepping stones. When you realize that each unplanned incident carries with it a spark of insight, you begin to recognize that progress is evaluated not just by what you achieve, but by how you turn problems into possibilities. This transformation is gradual and deeply rooted in your daily choices, a choice to remain open, to learn, and to continuously seek better ways to navigate your path. As the days pass, you notice that even when faced with repeated disruptions, your reactions are calmer, more measured, and infused with a quiet confidence. The dread of change that once loomed large has been replaced with a feeling of potential and purpose. Each new concept you cultivate, each new approach you embrace, becomes a testament to your developing ability to not just resist change, but to harness it as a tool for personal and professional success. Your creative drive, honed by the trials of an ever-changing world, shows you're growing faster than you ever thought possible. Next, the fifth sign is that your determination in conquering hurdles is becoming increasingly evident. Every challenge that once seemed like an insurmountable barrier now looks like a simple stepping stone, a chance to strengthen your resolve and sharpen your determination. Each time adversity comes your way, you respond with a commitment that refuses to be beaten by setbacks. You're noticing that what once might have thrown you off course now fuels a quiet inner strength, a strength that whispers, I will rise, I will learn, and I will overcome. In moments when the path seems rough and the obstacles daunting, you pause only to reflect, then press forward with renewed energy. There's a clarity in your mind now that tells you every misstep carries a lesson, and every temporary failure is simply an opportunity to adjust your course. When you encounter setbacks that previously would have caused you to hesitate, you now see them as catalysts for growth. You've come to understand that the real measure of success is not in avoiding challenges, but in your unwavering capacity to persist despite them. This growing resilience is visible in how you tackle your daily issues, whether it's a project delay, a moment of self-doubt, or an unexpected twist in your plans. You face each obstacle with a steady heart and a focused mind. Instead of being paralyzed by fear or frustration, you pause, assess your resources, and then take decisive action. The hesitation that once held you back has been replaced by a calm assurance that every setback is temporary and every struggle is an essential part of your evolution. As you continue to move forward, you begin to see a pattern in your behavior, a pattern where the effort you invest in overcoming challenges is compounded by the lessons learned along the way. Your persistence is not a rush of energy in times of crisis. It is a steady, unwavering force that motivates you to make better decisions and appreciate the opportunities hidden inside every problem. It's as if you are continually chiseling away at the block of hurdles, unveiling a stronger, more polished version of yourself underneath. There's a significant shift in the way you see difficulties now. The fear of failure that once loomed large has diminished into a respectful acknowledgement of challenges as natural parts of the journey. You now understand that persistence is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. A bridge built with every calculated risk you take and every small victory you secure with every experience. You're not only learning the mechanics of resilience, but also building an inner arsenal that empowers you to face future challenges with even greater courage and skill. Natural parts of the journey, you now understand that persistence is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, a bridge built with every calculated risk you take and every small victory you secure with every experience. Unola, you're not just learning the mechanics of resilience, but also gaining an inner arsenal that helps you to confront future trials with even greater bravery and skill. Envision a day when an unexpected situation arises, a delay in a long-sought chance, a quarrel at work, or a personal setback that tests your emotional fortitude. In the past, such times would have left you questioning your path, but today you approach them with the idea that every difficulty is a seed for future success. Each time you meet these obstacles, you build a growing store of experience and strength that fortifies your character. This is not about never feeling discouraged. Rather, it is about how quickly you recover and how efficiently you learn to navigate life's issues. Your tenacity emerges in the way you continually choose to rise after every fall. There's a fresh resilience in your everyday actions, a conviction that you will not be defined by momentary setbacks. Each moment of perseverance builds a reservoir of inner power, affirming your belief that every challenge you overcome is a building block for a future filled with success. As you reflect on these instances, you realize that persistence is not merely about enduring hardships, it is about harnessing them to propel you toward greater achievements. The shift in your thinking is apparent. What formerly could have overwhelmed you now serves as the raw material for your progress, a substance you mold with discipline, focus, and the tireless quest for betterment. Your capacity to persevere, even in the face of enormous circumstances, is a clear indicator that you are maturing quicker than you would have ever anticipated. Each hurdle faced, each obstacle surmounted, adds to the mosaic of your success, illustrating a path marked by continual growth and the bravery to endure despite all odds. Here's the sixth indication. Your willingness to step boldly into the realm of change and risk is unmistakable. Every time you confront the unfamiliar with a curious heart and a determined spirit, you are expanding the boundaries of your growth. In moments when comfort beckons you to remain within known limits, you instead choose to venture into new territory, trusting that the discomfort is temporary and the rewards are lasting. With each calculated risk, you signal to yourself that the possibility for success lies not in playing it safe, but in daring to innovate and evolve. You now discover that even when faced with uncertainties that earlier would have immobilized you, there is a peaceful certainty that develops from embracing change. In the quiet times following a leap of faith, you reflect on the event with clarity, recognizing that every obstacle experienced outside your comfort zone serves as a stepping stone to better understanding. This is the core of growth. When you look back and realize that what looked hazardous or overwhelming at first has become a tribute to your resilience and adaptability, in your everyday life you see that chances which once were buried or inaccessible now come into closer light. The courage to embrace danger has changed your concept of possibilities, changing obstacles into challenges that drive your growth. Every event in the domain of uncertainty teaches you an important lesson about your own capabilities, strengthening your determination and widening your horizons. Instead of dreading the unknown, you now see it as fertile ground for fresh ideas and breakthroughs, a canvas on which you paint the future with deliberate, courageous strokes, changing hurdles into challenges that drive your growth. Every event in the domain of uncertainty teaches you a vital lesson about your own capabilities, strengthening your determination and widening your views. Instead of dreading the unknown, you now regard it as fertile ground for new ideas and breakthroughs, a canvas on which you paint the future with deliberate, daring strokes. This transformation is not instantaneous. It is the result of repeated, deliberate choices to pursue what lies beyond the safe and familiar. Over time, the cumulative effect of these choices builds a formidable inner strength, a quiet confidence that whispers, "Can handle more than I ever imagined." When unexpected circumstances arise, you meet them not with trepidation, but with a sense of curiosity and a readiness to adapt. Your mindset shifts from one of caution to one of opportunity, understanding that every risk taken is an investment in your future self. In the midst of change, you learn to trust the process of trial and error. Each misstep, every small setback, becomes a valuable lesson that refines your judgment and sharpens your decision-making skills. Rather than viewing failure as a final verdict, you see it as a temporary detour, an essential part of a journey that is defined by continuous learning and relentless pursuit of excellence. This evolution in perspective is a clear indicator that you are growing faster than you might have realized. You are not confined by the limitations of past experiences, but are boldly writing new chapters of possibility. Consider the times when you have chosen to venture into uncharted territory, those moments when you took a risk in your career, in your relationships, or in your personal development. Each of these decisions has contributed to a tapestry of experiences that enrich your life and expand your capacity for success. In the aftermath of a challenging decision, you might have felt uncertainty or even fear, but as you reviewed the results, you discovered that the benefits far outweighed the risks. This emerging pattern of courage in the face of the unknown is a powerful sign that you are evolving. You are cultivating a spirit that is unafraid to transform potential setbacks into platforms for progress. When you embrace change, you are also refining your ability to make decisions under pressure. In a world that is in constant flux, the capacity to pivot fast and effectively is a characteristic of rapid growth. You begin to notice that the fear which once held you back is gradually replaced by a natural inclination to seize the moment, to experiment with new strategies, and to trust in your ability to adjust your course as needed. This readiness to adapt is not just about survival. It is about thriving in a dynamic environment where every risk becomes a building block for future achievement. There is an undeniable rhythm in the way you now approach challenges, an inner cadence that celebrates each bold step into the unfamiliar. The hesitation that once silenced your ambitions has been supplanted by an eagerness to test your limits, to learn from every venture into uncharted waters, and to incorporate those lessons into a framework of continuous self-improvement. With every risk embraced, you are not only broadening your skill set, but also fortifying your character, affirming that growth is an ongoing, evolving journey marked by the courage to defy the status quo. Finally, the sixth evidence of your quick progress is your increasing capacity to perceive change and risk as partners rather than opponents. The path you once saw as fraught with peril now gleams with promise and opportunity. a testament to your evolving mindset and the unyielding spirit that drives you forward. Every challenge you overcome, every risk you take, and every new experience you embrace becomes a powerful affirmation that your journey of growth is accelerating and that you are well on your way to achieving levels of success that once seemed beyond your reach. The seventh sign, your inner direction is emerging with greater clarity every day. You begin to realize that the quiet voice within gets louder, more assured, a subtle reminder that your intuition is strengthening and directing your decisions. This is not merely a fleeting feeling, it is a deep-seated awareness that rises from within, affirming that you are no longer swayed by external noise or temporary trends. Instead, you find that you are increasingly capable of discerning which paths to pursue and which distractions to cast aside. There is a profound change in the way you process your experiences. Where once you might have hesitated, burdened by doubt or second-guessing, you now trust that inner compass to steer you in the right direction. In moments of uncertainty, you pause, take a deep breath, and feel the gentle tug of your intuition. Those quiet signals that tell you that this is the right move, or hold on, there is more to consider here. That internal dialogue is no longer a background murmur. It has transformed into a clear and decisive force that influences your every decision. You notice that as your self-awareness deepens, you become more adept at recognizing your own patterns of thought and behavior. In the past, you might have been unaware of the hidden beliefs or biases that shaped your actions, but now you catch them as they emerge and address them with thoughtful reflection. This continuous process of introspection not only refines your judgment, but also empowers you to change old habits that no longer serve your growth. There is a newfound ability to step back from the whirlwind of daily life and observe your actions as if from a distance, then recalibrate with the wisdom gained from those reflections. In the stillness of your reflective moments, you begin to see patterns that were once obscured by the rush of everyday living. You realize that these subtle signals, the quick flash of insight before a decision, the lingering thought that nudges you toward a different perspective, are all part of an inner dialogue that grows richer with experience. These insights become the building blocks for a more intentional life, a life where each choice is infused with purpose and self-knowledge. Every time you listen to that inner guidance and act upon it, you are reinforcing your belief in yourself and your capacity to grow beyond your past limitations. This developing sense of self-awareness alters how you interact with the world. In discussions, you discover that you are more present, more alert to not just what people are saying, but to the emotions and intentions underlying their words. Your improved awareness spills over into all facets of your life, from the way you establish priorities in your work to how you nurture your personal connections. You begin to understand that your inner voice is a reliable source of wisdom, one that becomes clearer as you grow more comfortable with who you are and what you stand for. As you move through your day, the decisions you make increasingly reflect a balance between head and heart. There is a sense of harmony when your rational mind aligns with the intuitive flashes that guide you. Instead of overcomplicating matters with endless deliberation, you trust that the answers are often already within you, waiting to be acknowledged. This trust in your own inner wisdom frees you from the constant need for external validation and fuels a quiet confidence that permeates all your endeavors. In practical terms, this sign of rapid growth shows itself in the small, everyday decisions. Perhaps it is the way you quickly sense when a conversation is no longer productive, or the manner in which you instinctively steer clear of distractions that do not align with your true purpose. It might be that you now approach challenges with a calm resolve, knowing that every obstacle contains the seeds of a valuable lesson. The more you nurture this inner guidance, the more natural it becomes, like a muscle that grows stronger with each use, enabling you to navigate life with a clarity and assurance that once seemed beyond your reach. Ultimately, the seventh sign is a testament to the transformation occurring within you. As your inner voice grows in volume and clarity, you begin to experience a life that is increasingly authentic and aligned with your true self. You learn to trust that quiet wisdom that whispers in the stillness of your mind, and in doing so, you unlock a wellspring of potential that propels you forward on your journey to lasting success. Each day is a tribute to your unrelenting progress and the power of purposeful growth. Every tiny step you take, every habit you perfect, acts as a building block for the future you envision. The signals you notice, your increased clarity, your deepened self-awareness, and the unwavering trust in your inner guidance are the silent markers of a life evolving in the direction of success. Remember that the journey to growth is not measured by grand gestures, but by the cumulative effect of daily, disciplined choices. As you reflect on the progress you have made, let that reflection fuel your determination to continue investing in yourself. Each decision, each moment of thought, and each act of self-development leads to a legacy of meaning and fulfillment. Embrace the process with thankfulness and strong resolution, knowing that your dedication today paves the road for the greatness you are meant to accomplish. The future is molded by those who act with deliberate intention. Keep going ahead and let your life be the living proof of your potential.